My dear listener, as the day gently fades and the stars begin their silent, ancient dance across the velvet sky, let us drift away on a quiet journey to a far corner of the cosmos. Imagine, if you will, a universe teeming with vibrant life, with countless worlds shimmering like jewels, and where remarkable tales unfold under the watchful gaze of distant suns. Tonight, we shall follow the quiet, winding path of a young boy named Peter Quill, whose life took an unexpected turn long, long ago. Our story begins on a small planet, Earth, in the year 1988. Young Peter was but a boy, holding his mother's hand as she lay peacefully, preparing for her final rest. It was a tender, sorrowful moment, but even in his sadness, Peter possessed a spark of resilience. Shortly after this quiet farewell, a soft, ethereal light enveloped him, and he was gently lifted into a magnificent, unknown ship. This was the beginning of his new life among the stars, raised by a kind but gruff space pirate named Yondu Udonta and his crew of ravagers. Years passed, and Peter grew into a charming, resourceful man, still carrying a piece of earth in his heart, a cherished mixtape of his mother's favorite songs. One tranquil day, we find him exploring a deserted, ancient planet called Morag. His mission, given by Yondu, was to retrieve a mysterious, spherical relic known simply as the Orb. The ruins were quiet, bathed in the soft glow of a distant sun, as Peter moved with a light step, discovering the hidden chamber where the Orb rested. But peace, even in the deepest ruins, is sometimes fleeting. Soon, an imposing Cree warrior named Korath, in service to a formidable and zealous figure named Ronan the Accuser, arrived with his soldiers, also seeking the Orb. A gentle chase ensued, with Peter cleverly evading his pursuers, using his agility and wit to escape their grasp, clutching the precious Orb. He then sped away in his beloved starship, the Milano, leaving Morag behind. Peter intended to sell the Orb on the vibrant, bustling marketplace world of Xandar, a jewel of the Nova Empire. However, his plans soon took a delightful turn. As he walked through the crowded square, a beautiful green-skinned woman, Gamora, a formidable assassin with a secret desire for a different path, attempted to subtly relieve him of the Orb. Almost immediately after, two unlikely companions joined the fray. A brilliant, genetically modified raccoon named Rocket, with an unparalleled talent for strategy and weaponry, and his devoted walking tree-like friend Groot, who possessed a noble heart and an endearing vocabulary limited to 3 simple words: I am Groot. Rocket and Groot, you see, were bounty hunters, and Peter had a price on his head. A whimsical, yet gentle struggle ensued in the heart of Xandar's market, a dance of agile movements and playful tussles. The Nova Corps, the planet's peacekeeping force, quickly arrived, and in a flurry of gentle captures, all four were swiftly apprehended. They were then transported to the Kiln, a high-security space prison, a vast but orderly place where many beings of the galaxy resided. Within the Kiln's quiet, imposing walls, our four protagonists met another unusual soul. Drax the Destroyer, a towering, intensely literal warrior with a heart heavy with sorrow. Drax harbored a deep desire for recompense against Ronan, who had caused him profound grief. He initially sought to confront Gamora, for she had once been aligned with Ronan, but Peter, with his easy charm, managed to calm the waters, suggesting a shared purpose. An unlikely alliance began to form. They realized that escaping the Kiln and selling the orb was their best path forward. Rocket, with his remarkable intellect, devised a clever, intricate escape plan, detailing every step with an almost musical precision. Groot, with his unassuming strength, became an indispensable part of this plan, helping to gently dismantle key parts of the prison's infrastructure. The escape was a marvel of coordination and quiet teamwork, a smooth, almost graceful operation that led them safely off the Kiln and back into the vastness of space. Their destination was nowhere, a peculiar mining colony built within the severed, colossal head of an ancient celestial being, drifting peacefully through the cosmos. Here, they sought the enigmatic Tanalir Tivan, known as the Collector, a curator of rare and extraordinary objects. The atmosphere on Nowhere was bustling but calm, filled with intriguing sights and sounds. In the Collector's magnificent, treasure-filled museum, the true nature of the orb was gently revealed. It was no mere trinket, but one of the legendary Infinity Stones, a relic of immense raw power, capable of reshaping reality. As the Collector unveiled its secrets, a burst of energy, a soft yet profound surge, emanated from the stone when his assistant unwisely tried to seize it, demonstrating its extraordinary capabilities. Just as this profound revelation unfolded, Ronan, driven by his unwavering desire for power and vengeance, descended upon Nowhere. He had tracked Gamora, who he still believed served him. A difficult confrontation ensued. Gamora found herself caught between Ronan's cruel sister, Nebula, and her newfound companions. Drax, in his grief, impulsively confronted Ronan, a move that placed him in gentle peril. Amidst this unfolding drama, Peter, with a daring act of selflessness, gently rescued Gamora from the vacuum of space, using his mask and a quick maneuver. Before Yondu, who had also been pursuing Peter for the orb, arrived and gently scooped them up. Ronan, however, was now triumphant, for he had obtained the Power Stone. He affixed it to his colossal hammer, transforming it into an instrument of immense, overwhelming force. His plan was clear: to use its might to utterly lay waste to Xandar. Our unlikely heroes, now bound by shared experience and a dawning sense of responsibility, understood the gravity of the situation. They knew they could not allow Ronan to succeed. With a quiet, unified resolve, they made a courageous decision. They would stand together and protect Xandar. Peter, with his persuasive charm, managed to convince Yondu and his ravagers to join their noble cause, promising them the orb as a reward. The stage was set for the final, grand confrontation above the beautiful planet of Xandar. Ronan's massive warship, the Dark Aster, loomed ominously. What followed was a majestic, sweeping dance of starships, a ballet of light and subtle maneuvers orchestrated by the Nova Corps, the Ravagers, and our brave guardians. Rocket, with his genius, devised a precise plan to breach the Dark Aster's defenses. It was a testament to their combined ingenuity and teamwork as they gently navigated the perils of the space battle, focusing on their objective. They managed to infiltrate Ronan's ship. Inside, the battle was more personal, but still described with a serene focus on movement and strategy. Groot, in an act of profound, quiet heroism, formed a protective, glowing sphere of branches around his friends as Ronan's ship gently descended towards Xandar, shielding them from the impact. Though he seemed to fade, his gentle essence remained, and a small sprig of him was carefully recovered by Rocket, promising a beautiful new beginning. On the surface of Xandar, Ronan stood, his hammer glowing with the terrifying power of the Infinity Stone. He prepared to unleash its devastating energy. But Peter, with his quick wit and boundless spirit, did something truly unexpected and wonderfully disarming. He began to dance. This playful, surprising diversion momentarily bewildered Ronan, buying precious moments. In that brief window, the Guardians, with a surge of united purpose, managed to gently dislodge the power stone from Ronan's hammer. The stone, pulsing with raw, uncontrolled energy, threatened to overwhelm them. Peter, with an instinct born of courage and a connection to something deeper within him, reached out and grasped it. As its incredible power coursed through him, he saw a fleeting, tender vision of his mother, reminding him of her love and strength. Then Gamora, Drax, and Rocket, without hesitation, reached out and joined hands with Peter, sharing the immense burden of the stone's power, channeling its energy together. It was a beautiful, harmonious act of unity, a shared strength that transcended their individual abilities. Together, they contained the destructive force, transforming it into a wave of quiet, pure light that gently dissolved Ronan's threat, bringing his reign of terror to a peaceful end. With Ronan defeated and Xandar safe, the Power Stone was carefully entrusted to the Nova Corps for secure keeping. Our heroes, now officially recognized as the Guardians of the Galaxy, were granted a fresh start. Peter learned a surprising truth about his own heritage, a secret left by his enigmatic father, promising new adventures on the horizon. Yondu, true to his gentle spirit, had received a decoy orb, allowing the real one to be safely stored. As the sun began to set on their incredible journey, the Guardians, now a true family, stood together. Their starship, the Milano, was restored, ready for new voyages. They looked out at the tranquil, star-dusted cosmos, knowing that their purpose was clear: to wander among the stars, protecting the innocent, righting wrongs, and perhaps finding a little mischief along the way. Little Groot, a tiny sapling, danced playfully in his pot, a symbol of hope and new beginnings. And so, my dear one, as the last echoes of their grand adventure settle into quiet memories, remember the power of unity, the courage of kindness, and the gentle strength found in friendship. The universe is vast and full of wonders, just waiting for the next sleepy morning to reveal its quiet mysteries. Now, rest deeply, knowing that all is well in the galaxy, and sweet dreams await you until the new dawn. Sleep peacefully.